Well, I guess Range Day Bro is still running with his Charlie Kirk was shot from the back side. He's got a new video out called Kirk Update. Ballistic Dummy Test Raises Doubts About the FBI's Story. Let's go ahead and watch this, shall we? I really hope you guys appreciate what I do here. The amount of shit that I watch and put myself through for you guys. I really hope you appreciate it, because this is so painful for me. I don't think you understand how painful this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you never before seen video evidence of a ballistic gelatin test that I conducted that not only proves that a back right shot is possible, but it is the probable explanation for what happened to Charlie Kirk on 9/10. Now, before we
it is not the probable explanation at all. The probable. All right, let's go.
The video evidence, I first have to say this is for scientific purposes only. Myself, my channel, and this video are all here just for scientific purposes in pursuit of the truth. And
yes, I agree, YouTube. Everything that I'm doing in this video is for informational and scientific purposes,
to get justice for what happened to Charlie Kirk on 9/10. I do believe we're being lied to, or at least not being told the whole truth, so I am chasing the truth here, guys, and hopefully you guys are along for the ride with me. If you are, the best way to support the channel is via Patreon. Huge shout out to the Patreon member who sent me this Ballistic Dummy Labs gelatin dummy. If you guys do want to support the channel, please head over there and subscribe to the Patreon. You guys will get first access to all of the content, as well as direct access to...
Okay, so if he were chasing the truth, here's my first problem with that. If you're chasing the truth, the first thing you would want to do is try to disprove the official narrative. You would want to first show that the official narrative is not possible. And then you would want to establish other theories and try to prove those theories. There has not been one person who has disproven the official narrative. Not even fucking close yet, guys. Do that first. There's so many questions. There's so many unanswered questions. I hear this a lot. I hear this all the time. We have all these unanswered questions. What about what happened that day is an unanswered question? There aren't that many unanswered questions. There are, in my opinion, there are 3 questions that if we had the answers to would either prove or disprove the official narrative. Question number 1. Who is George Zinn and what was that about? Question number 2. What was going on in that Discord chat? Who were those people that came out and seemed to have some type of foreknowledge of this happening by posting on social media things like, tomorrow's going to be a big day. Something is going to happen tomorrow. And question number 3. What happened inside of Charlie Kirk's body when he was shot? What is the ballistics report? Those are the 3 main questions that need to be answered. And unfortunately, until a trial happens, we're not going to get any of those answers. We might get 1 or 2 of them. We may get more information on George Zinn in trial. I would assume the defense is going to raise that issue. And then we're also going to get an autopsy, I would assume. The autopsy report would had to have been disclosed to the defense team. And if there's issues with that, the defense will raise that at trial. So we will be able to see the autopsy report. I don't know that for 100% certainty, but man, I'm sure positive that that's probably going to happen. I don't see any other questions that we need answered to disprove the official narrative. If you guys can think of any, please feel free to let me know in the comments. But for me, from everything that I've seen, and I've seen a lot, those are the 3 main questions that I have.
To me, and input in how future tests are conducted, as well as input into any of the future gun reviews that you want to see here on the channel. You guys can also leave a super thanks right here on YouTube. You can also head over to rangedaybro.com, subscribe to our email list, shop using our discounts page or affiliate codes. And lastly, the free way to support the channel is to like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's played out, guys, but these videos are being suppressed.
Yes, please, if you would, like, comment, and subscribe. on my channel.
Pressed and throttled. So every single like, every single comment, every single subscription helps us get closer to the truth and spread this message to a wider audience. Now, with that being said, for full disclosure, I do want to mention a few things that are incomplete about this test. First and foremost, I work backwards based off of where I believe the shooter to have been and using Google satellite images to estimate distances and elevations and angles of the shot.
All right. So here's his first problem. Okay. Where he thinks this shot came from is ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? I'm going to show you why it's ridiculous. For a person to be standing here and have an angle on Charlie down here, there is no possible way that a guy, a person, a human being standing anywhere in this little area right here is going to have a line of sight on Charlie Kirk. For a human being, an average size male, to be standing here to take a shot down to somebody under a tent right here, there's just no way they're going to have a line of sight. Not possible. And I seriously doubt he would be standing anywhere in here. Why do I doubt that? So this is immediately after the shot's taken.
He just got shot! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Look at how many people there are in this area. Do you think anybody that day would have been able to get onto a rooftop in any of these alleged areas and not be seen by somebody walking, somebody with a cell phone? What's my argument for this? Oh, I don't know. Do we have anybody walking around with a cell phone who happened to catch somebody on a roof?
Can ride up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying.
Huh.
He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying. Just.
There's one. There's the other one. And then we have this one. It's not this guy, though. It's definitely not the only video of a guy on a rooftop on the building on that day. It's definitely not that guy. It's the guy who can make the impossible shot with absolutely no line of sight to Charlie. It's that guy. Let's go back. Let's see what range they bro. How he pushes this
shot, and I'll put all of that information down in the description below if you guys are interested in seeing the exact distance and angle that we shot this with, as well as the caliber and all that. You can find that all in the description below. I'll mention some of it as we go, but because of that assumption of the shooter's position, as well as using very vague and generalized numbers from Google Maps and satellite images, I came back with a test that did not react in the exact way that we saw on 910. However, the way that
weird. He's using a ballistic gel dummy and the results didn't come back and show exactly the same as we. Oh, you say it isn't so. No way. Weird.
That the dummy did react is extremely telling and does point to the back right shot, but it wasn't perfect. And I want to let you guys know
Listen to what he's saying there. He's telling you the results and he's telling you what your opinion should be of those results before he even shows you the results.
Going to be conducting another test in the future. So if you guys want to support that, please consider any of the ways that I mentioned to support the channel. Now, what are the inconsistencies I'm referring to? First and foremost, this is a bust dummy, so it is just from the collarbones up. It does not actually include the chest cavity, which we clearly saw expanding after Charlie was hit. Also, given the rough measurements that I had estimated and the lack of a venue that was appropriate to carry out the shot, we had to make some modifications to even the estimated distances and angles and things like that. So we actually took the shot at a 17-degree angle, even though I had estimated it closer to a 20-degree angle. We also had no concrete data on the degree of deflection of Charlie's seat and where he was sitting based off of that back right shooting position. So we had to guesstimate that. And once I had got up in the shooting position, it was a little difficult to get into. I didn't have time to go back and adjust the dummy because I could clearly see from where I was standing that the bullet would not exit in the front left where we saw it on 910, and it would exit more so out of the side around this area, which is exactly what we saw had resulted. But I wondered if the spine would deflect the bullet slightly and maybe cause it to come out a little bit further.
I mean, at least he's being honest and forthright here. I'll give him that. He's basically telling you, I don't know what I'm doing.
In front of a straight line axis, which we did not see, and you'll see that here in the footage. And lastly, other little things like the wig that we have is not the same exact hairstyle that Charlie had, and little inconsistencies like that. Now, with that being said, without further ado, let's roll the footage.
Oh, I can't wait to see how he spins this to how this looks anywhere close to what we see happen to Charlie Kirk. I can, without even pulling up Charlie Kirk video, I can already tell you that this doesn't look in any way, shape, or form like what happened to Charlie. For one, it's actually, I wonder what material this necklace is made out of that he, like, is this the same type of material that Charlie's necklace was made out of? Is it a replica of that necklace? That would be, I think that would be information that we would like to know, especially if you're conducting an experiment to see if a necklace is going to react in the same way that we saw Charlie's necklace react. You would think you would want that to be, you know, like the same thing, right? But I think that is kind of cool that we do see the chain snap. So that is interesting. However, the problem that I have with that is this ballistics gel? This is going to probably have a lot more of a cavity and a lot more expansion than a human would. But we don't see this ballistic gel dummy travel backwards. Charlie, if you watch those videos, and I suppose I'll pull them up. I know YouTube does not like them, but for the sake of this video, I will probably pull them up and try to avoid as much no stuff as I can. But you see Charlie's body react in a way that you would think somebody who was shot from the front would react, in that his body travels backwards. His head does not go forward. His chin lowers, which seems like a pretty normal reaction. In fact, you can test this if you want at home. I'm not advocating for you to hurt yourself in any way, shape, or form, but if you would like, take in any type of object and have somebody hit you with it in the throat, and you be sure to record what your body does if you get hit in the front of the throat. I can almost guarantee you it will look something like this, which is what we see happen with Charlie. But his head does not go forward. His chin goes down, and his body and head go back. We have the necklace coming off in the wrong direction. We know that it doesn't go this way. In fact, the necklace flies backwards that way and wraps all the way around and ends up dangling down here by his side. I guess I'm going to have to pull it up and just do a one-to-one comparison. YouTube, this is for informational and scientific purposes only. Okay, guys, let's see how Charlie Kirk reacts. Never does his body go forward. Charlie's body jolts to the rear. Feel free to pull up Charlie's videos and compare them as much as you want to Range Day Bros videos. The only thing that he gets in this video that's even similar, the cavitation in the neck. Here's the problem with that. Had he shot this ballistic gel dummy from any angle, from any direction, you're going to see cavitation in the neck. And it's probably going to look very similar to what we saw with Charlie Kirk. So this doesn't raise any doubt in any way, shape, or form. It's an incomplete test. He's guesstimating at angles. He's guesstimating at the position. Why wouldn't he test this with what we know from the official narrative? Why wouldn't he take that shot? We have a pretty good idea of the angle. We have a really good idea of the distance. I think right now it's somewhere in the neighborhood of a 9-degree angle at roughly about 137 to 140 yards. Why wouldn't he do that? Well, probably because that's just not going to get very many views, is it? It's probably not going to get too many clicks. It's probably not that popular to run with the official narrative that it's the guy that we have multiple video of being on a roof. The only guy that we have video of being on a roof that day. The only guy on a roof with multiple videos. It's definitely not him. Definitely not that guy. And I'm not even sure that we're going to get the same type of cavitation that we see in Charlie Kirk from a 5.56 round. Ballistic gel dummies are not they're not super accurate with what's going to happen inside of a human body. But you know that. If you're watching this video, you've watched plenty of videos of guys, of ballistic experts who I'm sure have explained to you that ballistic gel, even with the type of bone structure that they try to use in these things, are just not as accurate as a human body. They're just really not that comparable. Do I need to watch more of this? Do I have to watch more of this? This is there's a lot left here.
All right, guys, so we are going to break this down frame by frame. I just wanted to show you the footage in totality so you can see exactly what I was seeing when I first watched this. But the evidence really does get more damning as you watch it frame by frame. So we'll start with this frame right here. This is from a GoPro filming at 240 frames per second. Once the bullet impacts, you can immediately see that temporary wound cavity, or cavitation as it's been called, and you could see the bullet pulling the gel out as we saw on 910. That temporary wound cavity then snaps the chain in the back, which is the weakest point. And then you could see the cavity.
That is actually, so that's not where the chain snaps on Charlie though. It's not even behaving the same way that we see Charlie's necklace behave. However, it is, like I said, it is interesting that we do see the necklace snapping from the cavitation. I don't think the bullet hit it. I'm pretty sure he hit that bullet on that little target, which was nowhere near where the necklace was. So that is interesting. That's an interesting find by Range Day. I will give him credit for that. I appreciate him doing this. I'm really glad there's people out here doing shit like this. Don't get me wrong. If I had the means to do this shit, I absolutely would be. So totally appreciate guys doing this stuff. However, when you're doing it and then trying to say that this somehow proves anything, let alone your theory, which is almost impossible, that's when I have a problem with it.
As you see some flesh fly off, and then you can see the hair react there shortly afterwards. You see the chain snapped. Again, without the upper chest portion of the dummy, and without the correct trajectory, we don't have a mirrored result of the chain movement. However, you do have a mirrored result still of the head movement down and to the left, as we saw.
You don't have a mirrored result of the head movement. Charlie's head does not move down and to the left. Charlie's chin drops, but his body and head move backwards.
On 910. Now, for those of you wondering, we put the pasty there because, as I've mentioned in past videos, a bullet going into a hairline, an entry wound in a hairline, is going to be extremely hard to see. And even after the shot, I removed the pasty and pulled up the wig to try to attempt to see the bullet hole. And because it's a mesh pattern underneath, I could not even find the bullet hole.
And I'm sure he doesn't get the exit wound to really doubt. I mean, even let's just say for example, okay, that Range Day Bro's theory is correct and the bullet comes from the side angle. The odds of him being able to recreate the bullet going in at that angle and then taking a hard right turn and exiting out the front of the neck, like the odds of him being able to do that are probably almost zero. To be able to recreate that. Almost zero.
So that is why the pasty's there as well, to give me a point of aim. Now this side angle is extremely telling here, guys, okay? This cavitation you see from the side angle is what explains the shirt puffing in the back first. So Charlie struck in the back of his hairline first.
So if this cavitation will explain Charlie's shirt puffing, then any cavitation in the neck will explain Charlie's shirt puffing. Because from any angle you're going to get hit with in this soft tissue area, you're going to have very similar cavitation happening. Unless somebody can prove me wrong on that, I can't imagine the cavitation being much different regardless of what angle he's hit from.
That expansion blows his shirt up in the back, which is the result of what we saw on camera. And this is the exact explanation for how that happened. Even though the trajectory wasn't 100% correct, you can still see that cavitation happen. You see the chain snap immediately. You see the violent motion.
But I feel like Range Day Bro knows this. That any shot to this ballistic gel dummy anywhere in this neck area is going to have very similar cavitation and probably going to do very similar things to both the shirt and this necklace.
Perpendicular from his vision to where I was shooting from. I knew that the result would not come out here. I had hopes that maybe the spine would deflect it and have it come out the front. However, once I was up there, again, we couldn't move the dummy. So an incomplete test. However, it does prove that the back right shot is most likely based off of these other factors.
No, it does not prove anything. Guys, listen. Oh God. Really, the only thing that this proves, in my opinion, is that it's possible that Charlie's neck snapped the way it did due to the cavitation. That's about the only thing that this video might, and I wouldn't even say that it proves it. I think it shows that it's plausible, but it does not prove anything. I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to end this video and there's going to be so much more that I know that I wanted to say and I didn't say it because I'm just like all of these videos that I have to watch, guys, all of this stuff that I have to look through, or not that I have to, but that I'm choosing to look through because I want the truth. And I want to eliminate as much bullshit as I possibly can, because apparently that's how we're going to get to the truth before a trial, is by going through and eliminating as much of the crap as we can to see what's left over. The problem with that is every day that goes by, there's new crap that we have to go through. It really is amazing the amount of stuff they continue to come up with. The goalpost, at least Range Day Bro is consistent. Right? Like he's still running with us, even though it's completely ridiculous. He's at least still running with it. He's not talking about lapel mic explosions. He's not talking about Egyptian planes. He's not talking about 3 different shooters from 3 different locations. So at least he's consistent. But I would have thought for sure he would have gone past this by now. I think his last one that he did on this side angle shot when that first came out got a ton of views. And this one, I mean, it's still a lot of views, but it's not 4 million or 7 million or whatever he got on that one, which tells me one of two things. Either YouTube is throttling his stuff, which I don't understand why, because I feel like YouTube loves these conspiracies and are pushing them quite a bit. Or 2, people have just moved past this and they're just really not believing you anymore, Range Day. This just doesn't make sense to them because there's literally nowhere that dude could have been on that side to take that shot without somebody seeing and noticing almost immediately. How do I know that? Because the other guy who took the shot, people noticed. We have cell phone camera footage of him on the roof before he takes the shot from somebody just walking to the event going, I just saw this dude running right here. He's laying down on the roof. Yeah, okay. I'm done with this video, guys. Appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one.